How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today's project's on this MTD or Yard Machines branded single stage snowblower, and the problem it's having is it needs the auger drive belt replaced. So let's take a look at that and see if we can't fix it up for you. Okay guys, so I've already made a previous video on this one. It's just a freebie that I'm gonna give to one of my neighbors. I had to replace the auger engagement cable. If you want to see how I did that, I can put a link here in the top right corner now to that video. Moving on, in the discovery and the replacement of that cable, I also found out that this auger drive belt is actually in pretty rough shape as well. So we're going to replace that for her as well. So to get at this belt, guys, it's very easy. All of these little single stage machines are pretty much the exact same layout and design. There's always going to be some sort of a cover that's going to be protecting this area of the snowblower. In this particular case, there's maybe 5 3/8 bolts that are holding that on. So you just take those off, very simple, and now you have access to this area. Before you guys go ahead and start playing around in here, what is a good idea maybe is to disconnect the spark plug. This would prevent the machine from ever turning, because keep in mind this particular pulley and shaft is connected directly to the engine, so there is a, albeit low probability, there is a possibility that this is, if you turn this, it could potentially start the engine. So we don't want that to happen. So the best way to do that is either to take the spark plug out or the key out, so that won't happen. The next order of business here, guys, is to just take the belt off, the old belt first. This here is a tensioner pulley that gets engaged with the cable that we replaced in the last video, puts tension on there, and then of course this drive shaft will, or this pulley will then be meshed with this pulley, and that will spin the auger off the engine. So most of the time, guys, these are going to be pretty loose, and that's by design, because we don't want this shaft is constantly turning, so we only want it to engage this pulley when we put the tension on it. So with no tension on it, it should be pretty loose, and that's pretty normal. So this way, this shaft is just going to spin. So it's usually not too big of a deal trying to get that part off. Over here, you'll see there's a bit of a brake and a guide kind of keeping this on, and that's just controlled. That brake, basically, when you let go of the tension on that cable, it puts that brake on and helps to slow down the auger faster. So just push that down and the whole belt comes right off. So the reason why I say this belt could use some replacing is just take a look at all the cracking. Like, the overall condition of this belt is just not great. You might get a season or two more out of this, so if you're really in a pinch for money, then don't worry about replacing it until it actually snaps off. Won't do any damage when it does break, but this one's for a neighbor of mine, and I want her to not have any issues with it here this upcoming year. So I'm going to just replace that. So what I did to find the replacement belt on this, you find the sticker, the MTD sticker that has the model number on it. You go to mtdparts.ca in Canada, or .com in the United States, and you type in that model number, and it will give you a parts list, a parts diagram eventually for that machine. You can go ahead and find the exact part number for this particular belt. Sometimes the part number is right there. You can see it's very faint. It's 754 it looks like 04204. And 754 or 954, that would indicate that it is a genuine MTD part. And from there, you can either order it off MTD, or you can go ahead and order it from any of your local online retailers, or whatever the case may be, or your famous, everyone's favorite online shopping store. That's where I got this one. And it came with a couple of extra little goodies that I might use in the future. And it was about $20 shipped in Canada here. So the last thing I'll do before I put it on is I'm just going to compare the lengths of the belt to make sure they're pretty close. If it's a little bit too short, you might get it to stay engaged all the time. If it's a little too long, you might not be able to put enough tension on it. So it should be the right size, and this one happens to match perfectly. So back to the machine, just the reverse order. Very, very simple fix, guys. Anyone with some basic tools should be able to do this fix in about 10 minutes, honestly. Okay, so now you put it around the big pulley first, put it around the tensioner, and if you can't remember which way this belt went on, just take pictures before you take it apart, guys. So that's it. That's pretty simple. And I'm going to just engage the handle up top and see what kind of tension we got on this. Make sure. Yeah, that's going to work just perfectly. Alright guys, so I mean that is it for replacing this. So just put the cover back on, and away you go. It's pretty simple. Anybody with some basic tools, like I said, can do this job. So if this helped anybody out, if it saved you some money, smash the like button, helps me out. And if you're not a subscriber, consider doing so. That also helps the channel. So until our next project, guys, take care.